Russia has warned that Israel's intention to flood Hamas tunnels to expel militants could be a war crime. Dmitry Polyansky, the Russian first deputy permanent representative to the United Nations, expressed concern, stating, "Alarming reports have surfaced in recent days regarding Israel's alleged intention to inundate underground facilities in the Gaza Strip with seawater." According to publicly available information, Israel has established a system of pumps and pipes for this purpose and is currently in discussions with the United States regarding the practical aspects of such flooding. This includes considerations such as the adequacy of water volume and the compatibility of the tunnel's topography. If implemented, such a course of action would be considered a flagrant violation of international law, constituting a clear war crime. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Israel Defense Forces have installed 5 large seawater pumps approximately 1 mile north of the Al-Shadi refugee camp. Each pump is designed to move thousands of cubic meters of water per hour from the Mediterranean Sea into the Hamas tunnels. The report, citing senior U.S. officials, suggests that the proposed flooding process could potentially inundate the tunnels within weeks. However, Israel has not committed to the plan, particularly due to concerns about the potential presence of remaining hostages in the tunnels held by Hamas. The gradual flooding approach, according to a source familiar with the plan, might offer an opportunity for both Hamas and hostages to evacuate the tunnels. Therefore, Russia expressed concern at reports suggesting proposals to flood the tunnels and issued a warning, stating that if implemented, such actions would constitute a war crime. On the other side, Russian President Vladimir Putin has cautioned that Israel's conflict in Gaza has the potential to extend far beyond the Middle East. He expressed disapproval of the notion that innocent women, children, and elderly individuals in the Palestinian enclave are suffering consequences for the actions of others. He emphasized, "Our primary objective today is to halt the bloodshed and violence." The Russian president conveyed that in phone conversations with other world leaders, he emphasized the potential for a broader and more intense conflict if Israel's military campaign in Gaza persisted. He warned, further escalation of the crisis is laden with serious, extremely dangerous and destructive consequences, not only for the Middle East region but with the potential to extend far beyond its borders. In remarks critical of the West, he asserted that unspecified entities were actively trying to instigate further escalation and involve as many other countries and populations as possible in the conflict. He stated that the objective was to initiate a genuine wave of chaos and mutual animosity, not only in the Middle East, but also well beyond its borders. To achieve this, among other tactics, they are attempting to manipulate the national and religious sentiments of millions of people. Over the past 2 months, Russia has consistently criticized Israel's actions in Gaza. Initially, Vladimir Putin attributed the Hamas attacks in Israel to what he deemed a clear example of the failed policy in the Middle East of the United States. Analysts suggest that Moscow is capitalizing on the turmoil in Gaza as it has diverted attention from Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The conflict in Gaza has also weakened Kiev's appeals for weapons as the U.S. remains steadfast in offering military and moral support to Israel. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said, "Russia is interested in triggering a war in the Middle East so that a new source of pain and suffering could undermine world unity, increase discord and contradictions, and thus help Russia destroy freedom in Europe." Recently, a ceasefire was implemented, leading to an exchange of hostages from Israel for Palestinian prisoners, and aid was allowed to enter the Strip. However, Israeli warplanes resumed bombardments, resulting in a death toll in the Gaza Strip that has now exceeded 18,000. The World Health Organization has declared that the ongoing war has triggered a public health crisis in the Gaza Strip, potentially escalating the death toll. The lack of operational hospitals, access to running water, and suitable shelters is anticipated to significantly contribute to the worsening situation. The absence of potable water, sanitation, and adequate medical facilities creates conditions conducive to epidemics, especially as displaced Palestinians are compelled to seek refuge in overcrowded homes and camps. The United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres invoked a rare use of Article 99, issuing a letter to the Security Council regarding the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. This initiative grants him the authority to directly communicate his thoughts and intentions to the Council. The last instance of a Secretary General exercising this power was in 1971 during the conflict in Pakistan, which ultimately resulted in the formation of Bangladesh following its separation from Pakistan.